welcome to Katunkwit Chronicles, where your bubbles are always burbling. And today we are burbling because we have none other than Sam Nowak back from the wilderness, literally from the wilderness. Welcome back to Katunkwit Chronicles and to Katunkwit, Sam Nowak.
Thank you very much. Good to be back in civilization.
Yes, it is. Boy, oh boy, have you been in the midst of it all.
I have had an intense season. Yeah, I spent the season in the woods, basically all of it. Couple days off here and there, but for the most part, I was out there enjoying the weather.
Yes. Did you were you able to wipe your bum and take baths occasionally?
Well, the bath part, not quite as much. Yes, I did have a nice supply of toilet paper that I would always hike with.
Okay. I don't know if you can hike. If I could hike up with enough toilet paper to last 5 months. Was it 5 months or 6?
It was.
Tell the folks in Idaho what you've been doing.
So, starting in late May, I was working as a backcountry campsite caretaker for the Appalachian Mountain Club. So I was up in the woods, living alone basically, 10 to 12 days at a time, and then I would have a couple days off. But for the most part, just maintaining the site, making sure everything's going smoothly, no one's doing anything crazy, and I'm out there to help out with search and rescue as well, do a bunch of trail work.
Did you have the occasion to search and rescue?
Well,
did you rescue anyone?
I did not actually this season, or any season. I don't know why I said that. Well, last year the caretaker at my site was involved in a search and rescue, but I was not this season.
Well, that's good. Nobody got lost.
Well, yes. There were definitely search and rescue calls that went out just in different places. So
they didn't ask you to be part of it.
Yep,
okay.
Exactly.
And were you able to bring enough gear and everything you needed up to the site in a timely manner? I know the first week you had a little issue, like you didn't bring enough food or something.
Yes, the problem is that first hike in, so I'm not just hiking in all my stuff. I have to hike in food and sleeping gear and clothes and all of that, plus
tell us about the hike. How far is it?
So it's about 3-ish miles from where I park to up to my site, but it's also like 3,000 feet of elevation, so it really is a lot of work. It's the longest 3 miles you'll ever hike.
Yes, and, I was thinking I would probably need oxygen the whole way.
Yeah, it's the real deal. It's but the first one, I mean, I'm hiking in everything for the site, so like shovels and boards and hammers and nails, first aid kits, propane, trail signs, everything.
No, for those of you that don't know Sam Nowak, he is not the largest man there ever was. He's slight, however, very, very strong. And I remember you to be very quick when you played soccer. So you've got that wiry ability to carry, I assume.
It's a different story. You'd think it's a different story though when someone straps a big fat load of metal to your backpack.
What's the total pounds?
So I actually did weigh my first hike in. It was 82 pounds.
And what's your fighting weight? 140?
Yeah, somewhere around there, 140, 150 maybe.
Yeah, so
you're doing day if I've eaten a lot.
You're doing more than half of your.
Yeah, and
straight uphill.
Going up, yeah, it's straight uphill. Like in some places, it's just a continuous 45-degree incline up like big rocks and all that stuff. So it's not easy, but I didn't weigh any of my other packs because after that first one, I would pick it up every time and say, oh, it's not even close to as bad as that 82-pounder.
There you have it. That's smart. Now, did Sam Nowak's father and Sam Nowak's mother show up?
They did, actually.
How did they do on that hike?
They did fine. I actually had to hike down that day to pick up some supplies that one of my coworkers dropped off for me at a trailhead. So I hiked down and hiked up with them that day.
Oh,
So
good.
that was pretty awesome.
Now,
Yeah.
what happens if you're not there?
If I'm not there,
Somebody else has to put the toilet paper in the toilet paper bins?
well, yeah, when I'm not there, so we actually don't supply toilet paper to everyone.
That's a joke.
That is a question
I
we
was
get
just
all the time.
I was just minimizing what you do for 11 up there.
Well, we get that question, and the realistic answer is we can't because the mice just steal all the toilet paper. They'll take it in the middle of the night and drag it off to make their little nests.
Oh, I thought that they were using it for their.
They gotta go. Yeah,
They gotta go, right?
At least they're trying to be clean about it.
Okay, so mice. Wow, there's a lot of them up there.
Yes,
It's wilderness.
It is wilderness. The more so than the mice, we had a bear problem this season. So yeah,
Were people running around naked? They were bare.
Yeah, bare naked people. Yes, exactly.
There's some of that, I imagine.
Well, not as much as you might expect.
You could use more of it, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. You can always use more nudity.
That's entertainment. There's no TV.
Exactly.
So anyway, keep going, because I always.
No, all that. Yeah, we had a friend. He was coming through.
Is he dead? He had a friend.
No, he's still out there. He's getting ready to hibernate for the season, I would imagine.
Oh, it was a bear.
A bear. Oh, yeah. So it was coming back. It came back a couple times early in the season. And the problem was that it came back and people hadn't been careful enough about food. So they either had been eating in the tent or left food in their backpack. And the first couple times it came through when I was there, it ripped people's tents and it stole their backpacks and caused a whole ton of chaos, caused a ton of damage, and just wouldn't really leave when we tried to scare it away.
Let's clarify. This is a black bear?
Correct, yes. We only have black bears, which is good because I don't want to deal with grizzly bears. But yes.
I saw one. Eva and I were in the mountains in the west.
Oh, yeah?
Did you know this?
I did not know this.
Oh, yeah. We were 108 yards from. I know that because there was a ranger right next to me with a big gun.
That's awesome.
And there was a grizzly, and I think I've told everybody in Katunkwit listenership land that this animal was eating a full-grown elk.
Oh, jeez.
That had wandered into a very mushy area and couldn't get out. So the ranger put a bullet in that animal, and then along comes Mr. Grizzly and drags this, I don't know how many pounds, 800-pound animal out. Just dragged it right out of the mud and started chomping on it. And stayed on it for days and days and days.
Yeah, they do that. They'll come back to it. They'll just stay there, live there with it while they're eating it.
The grizzly's talons are like 6 inches, seemingly. They're really long. Whereas the black bear and the brown bear or whatever, they're not. They're shorter.
Well, the thing about it is black bears are significantly smaller than grizzly bears. So if you ever seen an Irish wolfhound,
Yes.
They're probably about the same height, frame size, but just huge, big and round.
Yeah.
And so they're not massive like grizzly bears are, but at the same time, it's still, all it takes is for it to feel a little bit defensive. And if it goes to swat at a person, that's going to break someone's back.
Oh.
So once the problem is when it becomes used to us and it doesn't get scared off by us, that's when the Forest Service starts coming in, hunting it, and trying to figure out what to do.
Did that have to happen?
It did, actually. So it was the first couple times when it ripped tents and stole bags, the Forest Service decided, it was around that time that it had gotten into a food storage container at one of the other sites. And so because of that, it was going back to that site every single night. And so they had to close the campsite for overnight. And they actually put a couple of Forest Service rangers there full time. And I'm not positive, but from what I heard in the Forest Service was they were hunting. I know they were hunting this bear because it was a huge problem bear and there are a lot in the area. But they were kind of staking out this campsite, hoping that it would come through and they could tranquilize it and either do whatever they needed to do. But it never came back. So
it spent this time at your place.
yeah, what that said to them is that if there are the only people at that site when it didn't come back were the rangers. So obviously they were being careful about food. So what that says to them is that if people are being careful, the bear's not going to come back.
Well, what's careful? Okay, so I'm hungry. I've had to eat. I just walked 3 miles straight uphill.
So
what are you supposed to do? Go out in the middle of the woods and eat?
All of our campsites have a designated eating area. So in the eating area, there are also like huge metal boxes where you can store all your food overnight. So you definitely don't eat where you're going to be sleeping, unless you want
to be dead.
Yes. Or more
like even so if you have a candy bar in your pocket,
you're screwed.
Oh yeah, they'll come right in.
It'll come in and try to find the candy bar. Yeah.
It'll eat you at the same time. It doesn't. Well, it's not very discerning about major arteries.
The problem is they don't attack humans. They won't. There's not been a black bear attack in the White Mountains in over 200 years. So they just don't attack people. But again, all it takes is for them to be nearby and have a defensive reaction to really, really maim someone significantly. So if it comes ripping into a tent because it smells a granola bar and it's surprised that there's a person in there, it may, swipe a paw and run away. Exactly.
Now that said, that same bear that was eating there was a grizzly bear that was eating the elk.
Mm-hmm.
Attacked a man on a trail who just happened onto it after he had done all his eating, and it scared him and he just wadded him and broke his everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
grizzlies are a whole different
dude was
story.
in the hospital. Lucky he lived.
That is lucky.
Yeah, because grizzly bears are rough.
Absolutely.
And people are so stupid, though, too. I saw a woman on the ground taking a picture of a bear at the side of the road while the bear was eating pine cone nuts. and she was lying down, and the bear was from here to maybe 30 yards. It's 4 strides, and it's on you.
Yeah.
It was a grizzly bear. What is she thinking?
Crazy.
I was in a car, and I was frightened.
Yeah. It's not an animal.
No. So you had some bear challenges. Yes. No problems, always challenges.
It was problems because every time it came through, I would have to repair something, spend hours fixing whatever in the site it broke, dragging the food boxes out of the woods because it would try to get in and just end up moving them around. And until someone comes out and shoos it away, it just keeps going. So it would sit and bang on these boxes for like 20, 30, 40 minutes.
In the middle of the night?
Middle of the night.
Does it growl and stuff?
Nope. It's just like Godzilla. Like it just stomps on everything and bang, bang, bang.
Now, do you get up in the middle of the night and start saying, "Get out of here, bear"?
Every time I would have to go chase it away because it wouldn't go until someone came up there. So I could yell and throw stuff towards where it is, but until I actually get out of my sleeping bag, put my boots on, and make that stupid trek up the hill, whatever.
So you're going towards the problem.
Yeah. Ooh. Otherwise, the problem doesn't go away. So
yeah, that's more than a challenge.
Yeah, it was very frustrating. It got to the point where I just wasn't really sleeping because every couple of nights I was getting woken up at 2 a.m. to the sound of the bear. So it was really frustrating for a long time, especially when.
Well, don't count on sleeping. By the way,
I'd be up 3 nights in a row, and then I'm telling people, please be careful about food. They're like, oh, yeah, sure, okay, yeah, you got bear problems. Sure, okay, I'll eat a Pop-Tart. And then I have to be up in the middle of the night, chasing this bear out of their area. And then in the morning, they're like, my tent got ripped and the bear stole my bag. And I still have to be customer service about it. Like, well, I'm not really surprised. I did warn you that this would happen.
So what was your, solution. There must have been some, not no solution to the bear, but solution to the folks, educating the folks.
There was no
Did you
solution.
bring anything written material? Or
I kept putting up signs everywhere. Like, I would, every single person that came into the site, I gave them a full thing. Like, this is what's been happening. This is what will happen if you don't do X, Y, and Z. And then people just don't. It's just idiots.
Do they
Like,
carry alcohol up there too, so they
Yeah.
get drunk too?
Yeah.
So do they? Does the bear want to have some of that too?
Yes, and that's actually, it just likes anything that smells. So anything smelly, you have to be careful about. So it got to the point in the end of the season where, like, everyone's storing bug screen, sunset, bug spray, sunscreen, camp fuel, anything that smells. We were storing it in the bear-proof boxes.
What's a camp? Excuse me.
Like fuel.
Camp fuel.
It's like, so some people have little, like a burner.
Oh,
stove.
sternos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like stuff like that, and everyone would always ask me, "Hey, what about like whiskey? Does the bear like can the bears like does it like whiskey?" It's like, well, if you can smell it, the bear can smell it. So you should probably do it in the eating area. It's like, well, we already spilled a bunch on the platform where we're sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys might want to consider moving to a new platform.
Yeah. Well, that sounds frightening.
Yeah.
All of it.
The good thing was, though, my living area was separate from everyone else. So everyone else could be stupid, and I knew that as long as I'm careful, I'll get woken up in the night by a bear, but I won't get woken up to it coming into my tent like all these other people do.
Now, we mentioned that Sam Nowak is slight. However, you're slighter than you were. So you need to bulk up a little bit, because you must have lost some weight.
Yeah, the funny thing is, yeah, I was just exercising so much. So my campsite, it's basically on a hill. It's the hill you hike up to get in. It doesn't stop at the site. It just keeps going all the way up to the top. So walking around in the campsite, you're constantly walking up and down a rocky 45-degree slope. It's a constant workout every day.
Why do they put this? So the campsite's not on a level. Like,
Correct.
so if you're pitching a tent, you're not pitching it on a level.
So we have actually built platforms at all of our tent sites. So it's like a wooden platform kind of
Okay.
joisted up on one side so that there are some flat places to pitch your tent.
Oh.
But once those fill up, then yes, people are absolutely pitching a tent on uneven ground.
Yeah. So were there any altercations that you had to break up between human beings?
Actually, no. No.
That's good.
Yeah, everyone.
Well, that would be kind of difficult for you. Do you have a handgun?
No, but I have bear spray. So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so the problem is it's very very frowned upon by humans and by the law to use bear spray on a human.
Yes,
So-
it sure is.
There's like, even in a self-defense situation, that's not something that can be done. I have an axe though.
Oh, good.
But
Well,
that's-
you're not going to use that on
Exactly.
a person. But I guess if you were really struggling, yes,
No.
you get a whack job up there. Drinking whiskey, right?
Yeah, exactly. You really never know. It's the middle of the woods. Someone could show up in the middle of the night and try to like take all your stuff.
Mm.
It's the woods.
I mean, we were in the, Yellowstone Park and up in the Grand Tetons. So be sure not to. By the way, be sure not to pull that out.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
Okay, because you're actually you're pulling on one of the hoses, or no, the wires, I should say. So so we're near those places, obviously where the bears are and everything. And I tell you, I was like, I would go anywhere without bear spray. And the reason why is the very first place that we stayed in Old Yellowstone, Western Yellowstone, is a town. You call it a town. Yeah, it's a small town. Hello out there in West Yellowstone. Well, we stayed there, and the fellow that was doing the overnight thing, I wasn't sleeping right. Never do, anyway. And I got up and I started chatting with a dude that was out the overnight guy, and he said he doesn't walk around the city without it, because he said that bears come into the city very regularly.
Dang.
And he said that in 3 blocks from here, just 3 blocks over where he lives, just walking the 3 blocks to work at the hotel in a kind of busy place, there would be bears visiting regularly.
I mean, that's, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's nice.
And these are grizzlies. These are grizzlies walking down the street in kind of a major place. So that convinced me that we needed it. And then when we were departing, I think I told the podcast world, when we were departing, we were at this really cool Sapphire motel, I should say, where you drive right up. But it's really like swanky one, if there's such a thing. And there was this family that showed up, and they had like very little baby, husband and wife, and a little toddler, maybe 4-year-old. And I said, "Do you have bear spray?" He said, "Well," I said, "Where are you going?" He said, "Well, Yellowstone." I said, "Do you have bear spray?" They said, "Oh, no, we don't have bear spray." I said, "Well, you're going to need it." So I gave him ours, of course. It's very expensive stuff.
Yeah.
There's $100 worth of bear spray there. But this dude wasn't going to have any bear spray. He's going to go into the woods with these children.
Crazy.
So
I was with my family in Rocky Mountain National Park one time, and we were gearing up in the parking lot to go for a hike, and there were people who had bear spray at the other end of the parking lot, but were putting it on like bug spray, spraying the bear spray on themselves.
Oh, my God.
And I turned to everyone. I was like, guys, we need to get out of here before that cloud makes its way over to us. This is...
Oh, those poor people.
I know.
They must have suffered.
Yeah.
And that is not the thing to do. Because bears are attracted to smells.
Well, yeah.
And that's just the opposite thing. You only want to use bear spray when you're being attacked by a bear.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't antagonize them with it. So if you had to make changes, like in procedures or policies or whatever, to the system, like over the summer after all this wilderness experience, what would you do to change things?
So
More helicopters dropping all your gear in?
Actually, oddly enough, my answer is going to be keep everything the way it was this summer, because there are going to be some big changes going into next summer that kind of are unfortunately going to be happening.
Those related to the federal government's issues?
Yes, we're losing a lot of money.
You saying we now, that's very encouraging to me. It seems like you're part of the show now.
The Trails Department of the... So
it's the Interior? Who do you work for?
The Appalachian Mountain Club, who works in conjunction with the United States Forest Service.
Okay.
So basically everything we're doing is being heavily impacted by, like, Forest Service cuts.
Okay. Now, we went to Yellowstone, as I told you.
Yes.
And they were looking for people, by the way, to do stuff that you're doing, but there. Are you interested?
I mean, that would be cool. The cool thing to me right now is that my job is not a federal government job. So I was nervous going into the season. I gave them a call and say, hey, I'm not really sure what's going on. Are we going to have a season? Are we not going to have a season? And they said, look, Appalachian Mountain Club is a private entity, so really our operations aren't affected by anything other than funding.
Okay. Do they have a winter gig?
They do, yeah. They actually have a few caretakers out there at some of the huts for the winter right now.
So what's are you in the queue for that?
Yes, they have a lot of really, really good people in that right now. But that would be kind of a dream job for me.
Okay. Well, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice organization.
Yeah, but so the way the Trails Department works is essentially that includes the like the shelters and trail crews and that kind of thing. uh, we don't make money. So it costs the company about 300, I believe the number was
300,000.
No, I wish I could remember.
$300.
300 cents. No, but there's a amount of money that is lost, some percentage that is lost by the that goes into the trails department that doesn't come out. And as long as we've been a thing, as far as I understood, as far as our supervisors understood, that's not a problem because it's part of the organization's mission, and that we make money from these other departments like the huts to support things like trail work and maintenance and that kind of thing.
It's a not for profit.
Exactly.
In fact, it's probably designed to lose money, but it's not losing money because it's being supported by the public, because people that want to go do these kinds of things.
And towards the end of this season, we were told to cut our department spending by 1/3, 33%.
So what did you do personally?
Cried. No, we...
Did they take 33% of your income?
No. So what they said, Trails Department, you need to cut your... Next season, your budget needs to be 33% lower than it is right now.
But what is it specifically that you had to...
Here's what specifically is going to happen next season.
This season, the last one, so 33% is gone.
It will be gone.
Next time, okay.
Compared to what we had this summer. A couple of the caretaker positions are being cut. So there are some sites that had caretakers this season that will not have caretakers next summer. Yes.
I'll put my hand up. Question is, are there more than one caretaker on each site?
No.
Do you have no other pal?
No, it was I was the only AMC worker at that site.
So
it was all just guests.
Okay. But the guests are friendly to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely. I mean, I was out there. I took that job not to be with people. So I was more than happy if nobody came and talked to me during the day. And
okay. Very good. You're a very gregarious and, uplifting kind of person, Sam Nowak. So I'm curious as to why you want to be a stride of humanity. Why do you want to be off to the side?
I guess I don't. It's a great question. People can be interesting. I guess it's the cut more. I wonder if it's just in contrast to the customer service aspect of my job. I like it better. I don't know.
Well, I know that
there's no way. I can't clock out up there. So the only way for me to really get a break is for me to not have anybody come up to me and talk to me.
I see.
Anyone at any point in the day can go, I have a question for the caretaker. I'm going to go down to his tent and see what he's doing. Or even in the middle of the night, people show up at 11 o'clock. If the site's full, they'll come wake me up and say, where can we sleep?
Yeah. Well, very good. Glad you like it.
Nice. It's nice to have a little bit of quiet in contrast to that. So
it cuts down on your scrolling.
Oh, absolutely. Well, not having power up there also helps cut down on that.
Did you ever watch the show Gilligan's Island?
No, I never did.
Okay. Well, they always were making things to, replicate. They were in this on this island, and they were always trying to replicate life. And one of the things, they would build a generator, right? But they didn't, I don't know if you built any things to make your life a little easier.
I tried to make a sundial so that when my phone ran out of battery, I could still know what time it was.
But your phone was running out of battery regularly, right? Did you have a solar thing?
No, I would charge it before I go up into the woods, and then whenever it dies, I just don't have a phone until I hike back out.
I don't really like that. I like the idea of not having to...
We do have radios, so I'm not, stranded out there.
Oh.
We make radio contact every morning.
Well, how do you keep your batteries in your radio?
The radio is a separate thing. I bring up 2 radio batteries, and they would last a month if I wanted to. It's
Okay.
just like a Motorola. Yeah.
Yeah, I know those. Yeah. Tell me about more about why don't you like pack in a nice solar panel?
They're expensive. Is the big one. That's one. They're not cheap. 2.
You mustn't be spending much money when you're up there.
No, but
None.
that's correct. 2, it's very heavy. Those things are not light. Like, I'm already making debates when I'm like, well, I don't really know if I want to bring a book up this time, because that's a lot of weight. But more importantly, my tent site was very shaded, so it's not direct sunlight all day long. So I would have to be hanging out with it all day long, moving it to be in a sunbeam every time. The
I get
tree,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
That was a lot of other caretakers did have solar panels at their site, and they said it worked fine, but it wouldn't have worked for me. Similarly, actually, when I tried to make the sundial, I made it, and I was like, yes, this is perfect, only to realize that I have to move it around all day long because it doesn't sit in direct sunlight, so defeats the point a little
Did you
bit.
make anything else? Well, you built things because
I
you
made
had nails and hammers.
I made a bench. That was pretty cool. I didn't make much else.
Did you ever see the PBS production about the fellow that went to Alaska and he lived for 35 years up there? He built everything himself with
I don't think,
hand tools and lived, he had a gun, of course, but he lived very well for 35 years. This fascinating production on PBS. If you have, I'm
Yeah,
sure you
I'll
could
have
probably
to-
pull it up over your parents' house because they have PBS, whatever. I probably have a PBS passport. And it's fascinating about this fellow that lived up there. And it's an old production because it took, I think they filmed it in the 60s.
oh, wow.
But, he lived there for a long time, so the filming went on and on and on. So it's fascinating. The building that he did with just a hatchet and a
So
drawing
crazy.
knife and an axe. Crazy. Great stuff. Building hinges with leather,
Oh,
from
wow. Yeah.
something he shot and created leather hinges. Fascinating stuff. So there's lots to do out there in the wilderness when you have the time, right?
Yeah.
So would you change anything about your experience?
I don't think so. I had a pretty awesome experience this year.
Good.
Yeah.
At any point does it get old and you're like, wow, I really would like to hang out with, someone?
Yeah. Usually day 11 and 12 are pretty annoying.
Day 11 and 12.
Yeah. It's like, I know my hike out is coming soon. I've been out of good food for a few days, and especially if it's bad weather.
What's the good food and what's the bad food?
Oh, well, all the good food like meats, cheeses, vegetables, and that stuff gets consumed in a couple of days. Otherwise, it goes bad. And then after that, like dry food, canned food,
Right.
usually is great for a couple of days because you haven't been eating it for a week straight, and then once you've been eating that for a week, it starts to get old.
What was the longest you had to do, like, straight up just rice?
A week. So I hiked in like with not nearly enough food one time, and then had to ration for a week, and then until someone else came up and brought me some food.
Oh, my gosh, you rationed for a week. So you lost weight that week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Definitely. Well, that's a lot of fun. So it's not quite like Fort Perry campground. It's the real deal. No running water, but it's the stream. You use the stream?
Yeah, so my campsite had a spring. Realistically, I probably could have drank that water without treating it, but I did filter it just because I'm living up there, and if I run out of toilet paper in one day, or if I get sick, I'm going to run out of toilet paper in one day, is basically what I kept thinking.
Oh.
So I can call on the radio and say that I'm out of toilet paper, but I'd really rather not. So usually that influenced whether I risked it with a food or water related thing as well. I really, I only have a roll of toilet paper.
Oh, you didn't want to look bad.
I can't. Well, there's only so far. A day's worth of toilet paper gets you when you really need it.
I get it. Now, how much of this aversion to people, and I know you to be a gregarious, outgoing, interesting fellow, but this aversion to people is related to, as I understand it, because I also have a similar malady, that it's just like society really doesn't accommodate us too well, right?
Yeah.
And in fact, I think society actually doesn't, neurodiverse, right? So that's me. And I would say, ADHD, right? So that's me. But I'm not saying that's you, but it's me. So there's it's you. And so the two of us are like, we live in a world, right? We have to live here in this world. I do. I can't just go live in the wilderness for long periods of time. I write about it, by the way. I do write about it. I don't know if you read Where the Road Isn't.
I haven't.
No, I just recorded it. So I did a dramatic reading of the book, and we're working on selling that book.
That's awesome.
Where the Road Isn't. So it's a book that does take place in the wilderness. So you'd be interested to read that. Oh, wow. This is wild. Come forth, come hither, come dine. Look at. Wow. Wow, the door opens and in walks. I don't know.
Hello.
I think it's Bailey Harbor.
Hello.
I don't know. Let's find out which microphone best works for you.
Hello.
No, that one works better.
All right.
Can you turn it the proper way? That's good. I think that's a lot better.
It's been a while.
You can take your jacket off and everything. You don't have to be sweating it out here. Looking good. Good to see you. Welcome back.
Yes.
Bailey Harbor, ladies and gentlemen, who we all know well, all these years, coming back to us.
I'm here.
Finally, you're back.
I'm back.
What was it all about? All this sailing shit. Geez, you sailed all summer. There's no nothing with us. Don't come nigh. Don't come by. Don't say nothing.
I came once this summer.
Oh yeah, I did. You did come by. That's right.
Before I even went sailing.
Well.
I know. My colleagues were like, "That was crazy." You
Bailey
went in the
Harbor.
morning before 9-hour day.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun.
Bailey Harbor, wearing and sporting a hat that says "Fully Rooted."
Yes.
And what's the basis for this "Fully Rooted"?
Fully Rooted is actually a juice company.
Okay. Now, we were just discussing this experience that this lad had out in the woods with all these bears and everything.
I love
And
bears.
we've gone thoroughly through this, but we got to the root of his reasoning for being out in the woods. Okay. So I wanted him to answer that.
I came at the perfect timing.
Society, we discovered the society really doesn't accommodate for the neurodiverse very well. No. Certainly don't understand it. And yeah. The society just doesn't understand why I attempt to leave my house, and I might have to come back in my house 2-3 times for things that I might have. I don't call it forgetting. It's more like maybe I'm just getting my steps. I'm not sure, but or
your mind is elsewhere.
Yeah. Yes. So it works great if you're writing stuff, performing.
Yes.
Those kinds of things. You're hyper-focused, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, you've said to society, right here. That's a visual right now. I'm giving a visual, and society doesn't hear that or see that. However, that was a visual. What would you call that?
A gesture.
A gesture. Yes. So, where? Here you are. Tell me all about what I just said.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can shed any light on that. It's definitely something that'll require a bit more thought on my part.
Okay, come back to us on that. So 6.
I will say, there aren't a lot of kind of jobs where you really get to live as, like fully, like let your life be consumed by your job, and in a good way, because a lot of the time, jobs are all consuming and it's really just miserable. But I feel like, yeah.
That's life. Miserable.
What?
I was
Not
saying,
you. Not you.
Oh,
No, I know that Bailey Harbor has a job that she really likes.
Yes, I was going to say, I relate to that. I mean, there are parts of my job that are not.
Could you tell me
parts
one
that I don't like, or that I love?
that you don't like?
Oh, I don't like writing emails.
Oh, okay.
that'll do.
Is it the writing?
It's just you know what? That's a great question. I actually have tried to ponder. No, I really despise writing emails. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep. They haunt me.
Oh, because they are forever.
Oh no.
Like Hillary's emails and Epstein's emails.
Yes, because I'm creating so many crazy emails that will get me into trouble one day. No, I think it could just be that the sitting down.
Oh, it's the sitting down.
Yes, it's the sitting down. Step one.
Get a stand-up desk.
Sitting down, trying to say the right words, finding the balance of being formal, informative. I grew up of the age of, you want to have a greeting. You want to have a conclusion, But then you also want to get straight to the point. There's just a lot to ponder.
Just start every email like this.
Okay.
Is you is, or is you ain't my baby.
Now then
I mean, that might work, right? Or my fellow Americans, right? You could start that way.
Hi, fellow Americans.
Just broadening it up, right?
Yes.
World.
Yeah, but world. But yeah, no, and there. I would say that's probably the top least favorite part of my job is writing emails. I don't have to do it that much. Thankfully, I have other people who do it way more than I do. But
I hate to tell you this, and I don't even believe that you should, but there are assistants now. They're artificial assistants. They're called AIs. I think you can get one of those AIs, and then you're all going to do fine. You're gonna light up that motherfucking emails all the time because you're gonna get your ass in the spot now with the AI. You're gonna be AIing it everywhere
AI
you
and
go.
those emails.
You gotta
So
love
then
it.
I'll love my whole job. That will solve my problem.
Yeah, well,
AI is the solution. Oh no. Oh, no.
I know that when I coach soccer, for instance,
You used AI?
Not at all. And I did write emails, lots of them. But I was actually cutting edge on that at the time because like a lot of my colleagues would just, write letters, but in the old-fashioned way. And I would get an email to this kid if I liked him. And I was coaching young men. So if I saw a player and I went back to the hotel and I sent an email, I was like light years ahead of a lot of my colleagues. Because you didn't have one of these things that I'm staring at here. You didn't have a laptop, so you just had to go into the hotel and get on the email, and you've got mail.
Great movie.
So that was it. Now on that topic, so it's an easy thing to improve, and I can help you with that. Now the other thought here is what you love the sailing part, right?
I think I just like being outdoors. Period.
Yeah.
I
saw you last summer when we saw you.
Uh-huh.
You had I don't think you had a tan. You had a red.
Oh yeah, I do.
You had a red going on.
I did have a hat. I do try wearing a hat. But the rest of me, my face gets red. The rest of me does tan, shockingly.
Okay.
But now I'm pale.
Okay.
And now I'm back to my winter complexion.
Wintertime, yeah.
Ugh. Sorry.
Well, so your summer was successful. Gosh, you've got building going on up there.
Yeah, we do. Yep. We have like 4 walls now.
Camp Perry. Yeah, it's camp also, but Fort Perry.
Mm-hmm.
is this new site of the sailing group, Katunkwit Sailing.
Yeah.
So they're putting up a beautiful facility there for sailing, and they're providing sailing opportunities for folks
Everywhere.
everywhere, from every age
That's
strata.
like a new semi-permanent,
Fully permanent.
or-
permanent.
wow.
Yeah. So we'll have 2 buildings. We're calling it our campus. One more of a workshop, more of like a 3-season. We won't necessarily have heat in there, but we'll have insulation. So we'll be able to work on projects in there, have classroom space if we need it, and then we'll have our our actual building
For email writing.
for email writing. Yes, exactly. And also, I do not have a laptop because I'm so adverse to emails. So I'll actually like go into there and hopefully maybe have a real computer.
You know, they have psychiatrists now that can help you with these things, get you through these hurdles.
These dark times.
Gosh, if that's all I had to worry about. My goodness.
Yeah. So a learning space. We'll have a science lab. We'll have actual running water, bathrooms. All some of that basic stuff.
So you don't have to walk the children across the street to the Porta-John.
Yeah.
Which
Or
one-
ourselves.
Which was one of the nicer Porta-Johns, I have to admit. They kept it clean.
Thank you.
Very good. And we probably weren't supposed to use it, but on occasion,
no.
Eve and I would be walking by in Fort Perry, and, we like to walk over there. So,
Yeah, it's a gorgeous spot.
And you probably don't know, but Clouseau died this summer.
Oh.
And you don't know
I did
either.
not know that.
Oh, yeah.
I think you did tell me that actually.
Maybe I did, but
Yeah.
this guy doesn't know.
Well,
So
he was away.
yeah, he
Without
was he was
reception.
not only away, he wasn't communicating very much to me, which I took offense to.
What?
But we missed the dude. Oh my gosh, great guy. But he used to walk with us there, so it was a nice place for us to walk. So, but overall, 100% recovery of all children this summer.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Everybody had a good time.
660 of them.
You must be like, this is more serious now. 660. That's 6 really serious numbers. That's a lot of children
It's a
to
lot
be
of children that
responsible.
we got back for. Yeah.
And I don't mean to make light of that, given this circumstance with this mystic
Oh god.
loss of, they lost all those children in that flood.
Oh yes. Oh, that was
So,
terrifying.
that kind of thing. So you've obviously, you have contingency plans,
Yes.
inventive emergencies like that. Because these storms come up. I'll tell you, there was an occasion when I was fishing on the Indian River, and I was quahogging down there, believe it or not. There was a big hit down there, and we were making all kinds of money clamming. And I was driving my boat, and a chinook, not a fish, it's a storm.
Oh,
It's like a 100-mile-an-hour wind suddenly.
a squall.
It's like a microburst.
Okay. Yep.
And it blew I was going this north, and it blew my boat east. And I was hanging on to the wheel, and my legs were out from
Oh
underneath
my
me.
gosh.
It was awful.
Did you almost capsize?
I almost flew out of the boat. Not capsized, because the bow of the boat flew over. I was up on plane, and it turned me this way, and I was flying. Oh my gosh, that was really frightening.
How long did it last for?
It was over before, by the time I hit the deck,
Okay. Okay.
and
So it
that's
was
what I did. I
microburst. Okay.
held on to the wheel and hit the deck at the same time. I got hurt, of course, but that was a crazy time. So these kinds of things can happen in the Narragansett Bay too. I've seen water spout when I was a child. I was 12 years old working on a lobster boat. Water spout
Awesome.
just off of north of Dutch Island.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
It's our side.
just south of Katunkwit.
Yeah.
So we're in Katunkwit, just up there. There's the bridge, and there's a water spout.
Wow.
And the captain, was knowledgeable enough to know that a water spout wouldn't make it the distance we were. We were about 1.5 miles from it, maybe a mile from it, and I was frightened. I was like, "This is bad. This is really bad." His name was Gene, And he said, we're going to be okay. He was frightened too, but it works its way out because all the energy is sucked up by the water.
Yeah,
But everything in its
wouldn't have
path was twisting and turning and funneling up into that thing. Oh, it was just like, big time. Big time.
Yeah, I do have to. I check the weather pretty much on an obsessive rate when I'm with kids.
Oh, yes. I have a good resource for that. Yeah, I like looking at that interactive thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're on that, you can it's almost to the minute that you can really count on now. Although NOAA has been defunded
Yeah, that's true.
in a lot of cases, and so the information that we're getting isn't as good as it was.
Well, the nice thing is, so I use an app or whatever resource called Weather Underground.
Yes.
Have you guys heard that? And they utilize local weather sources or like weather,
Yes, the mafia.
Bug.
like people's individuals or
Like-
personal ones,
Yeah, exactly.
and which I think keeps it localized.
Actually,
so I use that.
Mr. Kaczynski always had a weather bug up on top of lawn school.
Oh, yeah.
Above his classroom with that little.
Oh, over in
windmill.
Jamestown, next town over? Yeah, they had that? Wow.
Yeah, so it keeps it pretty localized and accurate, I think. So I utilize that often.
Wow. And if you think about that, what you're talking about, it's called Weather Underground.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't there a group of, in the 60s, there were radicals that were like militant radicals called Weather Underground.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So now it's come
did
full
not know
circle. It's
that.
actually helping people. Well, I guess they were trying to help people too in their own
I might have to do a
way.
Google search later.
It's worth a Google.
Yes.
All right, so that's anything else you would like to report from that project over there?
Oh,
You
yeah.
find any good stuff in the dirt?
No, which is good.
That means
Oh,
you
I know.
get to keep going.
Exactly. yes.
So
yes,
that
so nothing
whole
too interesting, but lots
that
of dirt
whole island has been twisted and turned with
with the World War II.
bulldozers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but nothing interesting there lately. But yeah, very exciting to watch a building being constructed. I've never seen that before.
Anything else in your life that we want to report other than those kinds of things? How come you haven't showed up for the Wednesday Night Live at the Ganny? By the way, let's make a notice right now. Wednesday Night Live at the Ganny, which you're not even aware of yet.
I was going to say, what is that?
Yeah, that's a cool open mic night. It's Wednesday Night Live at the Ganny. It's over in the next town over, Jamestown. It's at the Narragansett Cafe. And it starts at 8 o'clock. That's tough for you. I know you sleep by then. And we're going through right till 10. You can sign up to perform. You might do some comedy. You might do whatever you want. This kid's got all kinds of talents. I know you do as well.
Can you show
And you
up
could be
and
just
not perform?
Absolutely cannot perform. Let's see, 8 to 10, November 19th. That's a Wednesday. It's the third Wednesday of every month, folks. And it's from 8 to 10 at the Narragansett Cafe. Next week. Next week.
I was telling Ian he should read one of his poems. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a
Ian
friend.
who? Oh, Ian. Oh, Ian W.
Ian B.
Ian B. Ryer, not Bremen.
Oh.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, Brian.
Ultimately,
He's a
Brian.
big-time poet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
we've
actually did
we've
the
got
art for that book.
we have poets, we had comedians, we had lots of musicians, we had what did I do? I did a cappella song.
Ooh.
But I'm the MC,
Oh, great.
James Allen, along with Jan Green. Okay, so that's that. Some people really get excited when that all goes down. A notice from the Katunkwit Press.
Mm-hmm.
A recent discovery of gold in Katunkwit. No kidding.
Ooh.
Has the town abuzz with venture capitalists buying up land parcels throughout town as gold prices rise.
Great.
Gold's like $4,600 an ounce now. So the first discovery was in a pile of quartz on the west side of the island.
Oh,
So you know where the quartz is on the west
Yeah.
side of the island? I think you do. a homeowner, Milton Ballanzite, new resident of Cotuncquit, itchy nose, was installing a swing set on this property when he came upon a quartz deposit that extended within 3 feet of the footing for the swing set. Mr. Ballanzite saw something shiny and assumed it to be fool's gold, of course, or what's technical geological name is pyrite. Did you know that? Yes, of course, yes. A couple of geologists here. When he investigated further with a flashlight and placed his head down in the hole, he then suspected it to be a vein of gold. Since this discovery, Mr. Ballanzite has excavated much of his yard and found, to this point, 172 ounces of gold, worth over $700,000. He's considering demolishing his home as he suspects the vein to extend beneath his foundation. Mr. Ballanzite said, "My wife and I and the kids have just completely embraced the idea of becoming gold miners. I've always had an interest in rocks and geology and how the Ice Age affected this area of the country. I am glad I have had this opportunity to witness the wonder of finding gold." Mrs. Ballanzite, Peggy Ballanzite, expressed, "The children haven't missed the playground one bit with all of this prospecting happening here. Milton takes them up on the backhoe, and they're digging all day together. It's a real family affair." To this date, no other gold finds have been located on Cotuncquit. However, many members of the community have rented equipment to dig up their yards to determine if they are sitting on a fortune, just like the Ballanzites have found. Isn't that interesting?
Cotuncquit Gold Rush.
Yes, and I've seen a lot of out-of-state cars. Did you see some?
They're always here,
I saw some Canadian cars. So
Oh.
these are Yukon people, maybe. Anyway.
So wait, this is not a bullshit or not?
No, this is a story. This is information from the town.
I was really ready to.
No, I mean it sounds like bullshit, but
No, it doesn't.
Really
it does. I was really ready
yeah,
to.
all that quartz we say. Quartz is where you find gold in quartz.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to do math in my head. So $700,000 for this amount of gold, plus the consideration of demolishing a house. I hope that if the house is destroyed, enough gold is found underneath it to make it worth it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Your concerns, apparently not the Ballanzites' concern.
I know. Look, they clearly...
They're very confident that
yeah.
they're going to... Maybe they don't like their house.
Well, I also wonder, how much quartz they were able to find in a small space.
Well, quartz is not going to make you any money. It's the gold in the quartz,
exactly.
So it could be empty quartz. I've found a lot of quartz that's empty.
Quartz.
Right?
Most of it, actually.
Yeah.
I haven't never actually. No, that's actually not true. I have broken open many quartz in my life.
And found gold.
No, just to break it open.
You know what? I found a pile.
Curiosity.
I forgot what it's called. It's maybe called a mizzen pile. It was in it's down in South County on one of the ponds, and it was where Native people were making tools.
Oh,
with quartz.
Cool.
And there was many cut tools, cutting tools, but they were used not to open clams, but to scrape out the food.
Oh.
So they made these tools, and then they would have these piles of shells at the same site, because that's where they had their feast, right? Mm-hmm. So.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, so did you know this? This is a new business. Jack's Cider House is open for business.
No.
Jack's were not fancy wooden stools, a raw wooden bar made of apple wood right from the orchard, and we have all the hard cider you can drink, including our own Applejack. You know what Applejack is? Do you?
No.
No, it's not the stuff that, it's not the cereal.
Yeah.
Applejack is made from fermented cider.
Okay.
And you take the cider that's fermented and then you freeze it, and the alcohol, the hard stuff, separates from the other and doesn't freeze, and you pour that off, and then you drink that.
Oh.
And you get the big buzz.
Oh, so is it to higher alcohol content then?
Much.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just like straight up booze, including our own Applejack. If you are looking for beer or to watch the game, go somewhere else. We just serve apple-related drinks and apple-related desserts. Try our apple ice cream made with homemade apple pie and rich dairy cream from our farm.
What?
Yeah, and a little homemade Applejack, and you've got yourself a feast and a good buzz. Jack's Cider, 200 Long Orchard Road, North End, Catunquit. Friday and Saturday nights, we have Applewood fire pits. They only use apple stuff, right? Oh, no oak trees getting into those fire pits. And we serve Applewood smoked bacon sandwiches. This is for you. You'd love that.
Ooh.
Only $12 per sandwich, made with Peggy's homemade apple bread. All for good until we run out of pigs. I like Jack. Open year-round, 6 days a week. Closed Sundays for football watch parties. Now, I say that. Jack's Cider House. I don't know this Jack dude.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited that he's got this business going on.
Yeah.
Okay, we have another business. This is another business. It's
Wow.
called We Talk Dirty. It's called.
We talk dirty?
We Talk Dirty is a shop where you can find that item for that special person in your life that you just want to say, screw you, to, or that special situation that you encountered where you might not have said something, said everything you would have liked to have said in that moment. With We Talk Dirty, you can express whatever you want to anyone, anytime, either anonymously through our special trained couriers. So they send somebody out to say what they wanted to say to the person.
Wow.
And they're capable of delivering that nasty message you've always wanted to deliver, or that dance and song bit you just can't professionally put together. You know, so I'm telling you, I really didn't like the things you said to me the other day. And the way I'm feeling is not too happy right now. You know, that kind of thing. So stop by We Talk Dirty for some fresh discussions about all those folks in your life that you just haven't addressed in the manner you might want to have in the past. We're located next to the Baptist Church on Catunquit, Maine. Isn't that an interesting juxtaposition? All right, so hey, this is right up your alley here now. Ski Johnston, Rhode Island's newest ski resort.
What?
Are you aware of this?
No.
Oh, yeah. It's a good one. You're going to like it. Ski JRI, it's called. Ski JRI. Built on the backside of the famous Rhode Island landmark, the Johnston Landfill. Ski JRI boasts that it's the highest peak in Rhode Island.
Sure.
Is energy independent as we generate electricity from methane gases emitted from the former landfill. And we provide free ski and recycling lessons at the same site. Your whole family will enjoy learning about how the completely man-made mountain at Ski JRI was formed, and learn even more about the future of waste distribution, while you enjoy a day on the slopes. Why travel to New Hampshire when you can ski a similar-sized mountain right here in Rhode Island? Ski JRI is a fully capped waste disposal site, and skiers enjoy year-round skiing given the field turf like powdery conditions created by our carbon chemical engineers. You're never out of luck if you ski JRI. Located conveniently in Johnston, Rhode Island. Route 295 to Johnston, Rhode Island. Look for the mountain and drive that way. So that's a fun new business too. And they're just reaching out to all us folks down here in Catunquit. I really like that they're our new sponsor. We love you up there in Johnston. All right, so we have another notice. This is a lot today. Sorry.
Big day.
Are you enjoying it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Veterans Day or Armistice Day was observed November 11th at 11 a.m. at Veterans Memorial Square. Master of Ceremonies was Corporal Demetrius Halingus of Platitude Drive, recently deployed to the city of Chicago to thwart the purported uprising in that city. He spoke of his work helping the elderly to cross the street, and about the time he was responsible for delivering Meals on Wheels to folks that are shut in during the duration of his deployment. He did mention that there was a scuffle and some dismay on Saturday during his last days of deployment when tickets ran out for the new opening night of the old and very popular musical Chicago. So that was the deployment.
Wow.
But he had he gets credit for being in a war zone, according to the current president of the United States. Oh, jocularity, jocularity, jocularity. That's the least funny word, isn't it? Oh, that was a yawn. You're not supposed to yawn on TV.
Good thing no one sees me.
That's the beauty of being at a podcast. I guess you can do all the yawning, but that's not good for all of us here. Because there was an
Yawns are
occasion where
contagious.
I have to tell you this quick story. I do tell a lot of stories. There was an occasion, Sam Nowak, where I was at the Bronx Zoo, visiting, not a member of the group of animals. And I'm visiting there with my friend John, who you know very well. And we're there with I was with Eva, and he was with a woman that was like a roadie for the Rolling Stones or something. I don't know, whatever she was doing. And we're walking in the park, and we went to see the lion, and the lion's just sitting there, and John, he said, I can make the lion growl, and he didn't throw rocks at it or anything,
Good.
and he didn't offer it meat or anything, but he yawned at John, like in the movie The Wizard of Oz, when the lion yawns. Well, this lion roared. He started with a yawn. It turned into a massive roar.
Whoa.
It was on cue. Wonderful. I think you have to try it.
I will try it.
Because you had that effect on me just now.
I made you growl.
Or not growl, but...
Roar.
So we're at that point of the show where we do, is it BS or is it not? And I heard that Sam Nowak, he had a BS or not.
I have a BS or not.
All right, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Okay.
Yeah, could you tell us it, or we have to guess it?
Yeah, you guess, and I'll tell you if it's BS or not. No, so this BS or not, I guess there's a part of it that is undeniably true.
Okay.
And I'll tell you when it starts getting to the... So I had bear problems this summer at my tent site.
We call them challenges, but
Challenges.
you refer to them as problems, yes.
Yes. And this bear was a repeated visitor. And this is all true.
You do know that we've already discussed this at
Yes.
length, and the audience have heard about your bear.
I'm giving some context
Oh, yeah.
for our
Okay.
our
Recent
guest
guest.
here.
Yes.
I came in late. Always.
The part that I guess is a mystery is this bear, is it BS or not, that this bear was named Pooh Bear because it eats poop?
That's up to you,
I'm
because
gonna
you're
say-
the
I'm
expert
gonna
on
say-
feces.
I'm an expert on we call it scat. So I'm calling it BS because I think it was called Pooh Bear for a different reason.
I'm going to say it's true.
It is entirely true. So we initially, in the beginning of the season, the bear, when it came through, it would rip the screen out of the outhouse door.
To eat
And-
humans poop?
Well, at first, it couldn't get in there. So we were like, why is it trying to get in there? Maybe, like, I don't know, but, like, the best thing I could come up with was, like, corn, Like, our digestive systems aren't perfect.
People
But-
aren't bringing corn up the top of the mountain.
No, but they may have eaten corn the night before and then go for a hike and leave it all up with
All
me.
those kernels.
Comes down to the kernels.
The kernels are open.
It's a military thing.
The
Kernels.
So we we have every once in a while, people or dogs will just poop on the ground, just like if they don't really feel like going to
Digging
the
a hole?
toilet. Sometimes not even digging a hole. We call them surface shits.
Surface shits.
I was bragging to all the other caretakers halfway through the season. I was like, you guys, all my guests are so good. I haven't had a single surface shit, like not a single one all season. Come to realize it's because the bear, every time it comes through, just eats all the poop off the
Oh
ground.
my gosh.
The only reason I found this out was because there were huge holes in the ground, like earth strewn everywhere. And I kept thinking, like, what is this? Maybe someone's dog dug a hole. I don't know what it is. And then one time I found little bits of toilet paper left in it. Like the bear has
boy.
been finding cat holes, digging them up, and eating all of the contents. out of
Wow.
them. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was digging for that.
So there you have it.
Yeah,
That's,
that was true.
you know it now. Is it BS or not? Sarah Helen Whitman, engaged for a short while to Edgar Allan Poe, Whitman lived in Providence, said Poe was there too, nearly until Poe's death, and a resident of Providence, Rhode Island, was for a short while living in the nearby island town of Jamestown, Rhode Island, also known as Cononicut, very similar to Ketunquit.
I say that's true.
My gut says true, but I can't trust my gut, so I'm gonna go with bullshit.
Okay, so it is neither true nor false
But
because I found resources that said only one though, and it might have been a weak one, that said that she had come and lived here for a short while. However, I found it nowhere else, no other resource. So I suspect it's bullshit.
oh, I feel like I've read it somewhere that he did, like he has at least spent time in Jamestown.
Oh, okay, maybe
Yeah.
maybe it's true. Well, we don't know. We'll never know.
Oh no, but I feel like I remember that growing up. I think
It's
that's
worth
why I
a
always had a
Google.
sweet spot for that dude.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people that dig them big time. I went for a walk in Providence,
Yeah.
and dig him. I saw the house where she lived, and we walked around where he hung out and everything, and I didn't conjure him up or anything, but I sensed there was something there. Either interesting dude, and the things that he wrote was fantastic. He single-handedly created the couple of genres, right? A couple of genres. Let's just go there. Fortification Concrete Works is a concrete company purportedly run by underground and nefarious organizations based in Rhode Island. And they were awarded the concrete work at the Pawtucket's new soccer stadium.
Cool.
State police officials have petitioned the governor's offices to authorize removal of the north end of the concrete stadium food courtyard to investigate the burial of crime figures beneath the structure within the concrete.
Oh. Womp womp.
You said cool.
Oh no.
So,
That's
is
on
it
record.
bullshit or is it not?
I say that's not bullshit.
Oh, I hope it is bullshit.
It is not a bullshit.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yes,
sweet. I got one right
We
finally.
have some earthworks happening
That's
up there.
I mean,
on
Rhode Island has it.
Are you bullshitless tonight? Are you?
Have
did
I
you come
won
in
it?
with a show for
Oh,
the
no,
bullshit
I-
story?
No,
All right,
I was unprepared.
I'll say it again. Is you is or is you ain't, my baby? You're supposed to answer that way all the time. All right, so getting into that section of the show where we're getting up on the poetry. So I've got a poem for you, and it's appropriately called Locally Sourced Bullshit.
Oh.
Okay, so the
that.
poem is entitled Locally Sourced Bullshit. So follow along, Sam Nowak, as I read this poem, because I think you'll recognize a few tasty bits. While following my distractions, I find myself on Landfill Lane in Johnston, discovering my own wave in a world of locally sourced bullshit, the cemetery of stuff long dead, the expressed pain of the toss it, I want it now society, norms voiced fully in filth. The toil of millions, untold energy and engineering, piled, pushed, coerced, teased unceremoniously by bully bulldozers, battered iron blades, ram and mixed bags and diapers, cocktail sticks, and raisinette plastic packaging. A double child runner style baby carriage sits empty, perched precariously side hill, brake stuck from days in locally sourced caustic rain. The duo likely rejected mother's narcissistic workout regimen. The local news, talking mouth pretty boy interviews high school seniors, all stuck on how hard it was to stay at home and look at screens for 6 hours. How fucking ironic is that? The high school senior rambles, this may be the worst year I, as a person, have ever seen. Maybe there's something to consider about reincarnation. A locally sourced news anchor follows, Hawaii hasn't seen many cases of the virus. More locally sourced bullshit. And by the way, why don't we remove the word African from African American and start calling each other people? And why don't we learn from history? And why don't we boycott every fucking thing like the bus boycott of the 1960s and the garbage worker strike, except we boycott Amazon bullshit and Walmart bullshit and stop buying crap that finds its way to the landfill lane. There are 3 things Donald Trump loves. Number 1, Donald Trump. Number 2, Donald Trump. Number 3, the American economy. Let's hit the motherfucker right in the locally sourced number 3. If we don't buy anything except food and we buy it from within our own wave, and we fix our washing machines with sticks and wire and chewing gum, and a little help from YouTube, become a little more Cuban, do more because we have less because we don't buy every fucking thing that crosses our mind's eye, and we roll our own, and we catch a fucking fish every now and again, and we look in the old folks, look in on the old folks and take them for a stroll and ask them about the past, and we stop talking about how great America was in the past, in the 1950s, when there was a Ford in every driveway, but you couldn't get a fucking glass of cola at the local diner if you were people, American people, non-white. We need to move these 20-somethings from the street, stop boarding up our locally sourced businesses, stop setting fire to our own feet. We won't be able to run from ourselves when necessary. We need to encourage all to just stop, to boycott it, buying everything useless piece of shit that we're buying now. How many fucking stainless steel straws do we need to save the planet? Shipped and trucked from China and across America to save on plastic? How many blenders and personal nail salons and jasmine candles do we need? None of it makes a bit of fucking sense. Standing atop the wave of stinking plastic garbage, I could see beyond the 12-foot fence surrounding the landfill. Amazon Mart mountain so high, no person could suggest that there is any return to nature happening in this landfill. The billowing green sails, shady dust catchers rise above the skyline. Their failed purpose to remove stench and toxins from Johnston breezes, as sails lift and fold skyward, reveal an otherwise hidden granite stone wall, long toppled and poisoned by ivy. Remnants of a long ago locally sourced farm, before Amazon Mart cut down the jungle to build this mountain and ship it most circuitously to Landfill Lane.
Nice. Yes.
Well, those are the
like
sounds
that.
of clapping,
Snap, snap,
snap
snap,
fingers.
Snap, snap,
Clap,
snap,
snap,
snap.
clap.
What's this thing about 6 and 7?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That you really.
You need to ask someone younger than me.
I'm.
6 and 7.
I mean, I'm
6 and
older than
7.
you.
Do they
but
say?
I do know it.
The kids say 6 and 7.
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't really mean anything. It's just a catchphrase. You
Yeah.
know, it started in this one little video, and then it just caught on like wildfire. So you can now never count again in front of children.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they say 6 and 7.
7.
Yeah, I've learned how many times I say the number 6, 7 in life, and it's apparently a lot. Because
We used to say,
It's any two numbers that are next to each other, though.
no, it's really just 6, 7.
6, 7.
Okay, try it.
You've been in the woods. Don't even try.
Think about
7, 8, 9.
do it. Okay,
The joke?
That's a joke.
you can do it with 2, 3 also, and I get that a lot because my birthday is June 23rd,
Cool.
and the number 2, 3 pops up everywhere, and then
Do people say 2, 3?
no.
Doesn't roll off the tongue.
You do something with your
doesn't-
hands when you do
doesn't
it,
mean
too. Is that
anything.
is that
You
part
have
of it?
I
It's like a
don't know.
weighing,
It's something-
weighing like
6,
like
7.
6, 7, 6, 7.
yeah. No, it's just taken
Is
off
it a
like
quizzical
How do
7?
we- how do we-
6, 7?
No,
No.
It's
no, it's like a.
adamant.
Oh.
I guess it's like these are the number.
6, 7. It's
Yeah.
like it's more of like a dance move.
I like
know?
the way you're doing it. I don't like the way you're doing it. I'm talking about
I'm not a pro.
Bailey Harbor.
I'm not a
She's got her
pro.
shoulders going.
Yeah, it's like
Show me
it's just
something.
Sass. It's like
You
this,
can't
like,
do that if you say 2, 3. 2, 3. No.
Yeah. But
6,
yeah, no,
7.
it's like this dance move. Kids get into it, like all of the dance moves that have gone through, like
I think
like
it's
the
fully
dab,
rooted.
Oh yeah.
like things like that, like come on like wildfire. It's kind of funny, we were waiting for something new to come through. It's kind of innocent, and I appreciate it.
I just wait. For stuff. I only learned about this while playing cards, and
When?
my friend is a teacher.
Like, how recent?
Oh, like a week?
Oh,
I'm right on it. No.
oh, late.
No, she's looking at me like you're not right on it.
Hip?
Well, speaking of tonight's a big night for as soon as it gets dark, and I think it's probably
already
almost there. Big night for Aurora Borealis.
Oh yes,
Oh, really?
I saw it last night.
So
Just here?
I mean, I was across the bridge.
And the
It's
moons have been-
But
moons have been good.
Katunquit, I saw it last night.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah. Moon's been good too.
Harvest Moon. Yeah.
Beaver
Oh,
Moon.
Beaver Moon.
Beaver Moon.
Oh, Beaver Moon. Yes.
And
but
that's-
it's because we had a lot of solar weather. I actually followed that. A lot of we had some
Yeah,
solar
flares.
flashes.
A lot of flares
Yeah.
going on.
We had a
Atomic stuff going on.
5.1 the other day. That's a big deal.
Yeah,
Big
but
deal.
that'll
Good
burn
to
your
watch
skin.
that was,
That'll get that melanoma going.
Yeah, true. What? And then it's a lot of radiation coming into the planet, but it's actually our KP index. Anytime that's super high, that's when we get Aurora Borealis pretty south.
Oh, KP. I thought that was something else. KP index. I thought
index
that
is-
was related to bathroom stuff. Back to Sam's discussion. Are you
Bears.
going to say something? You're just going to go, woo.
I was trying to figure out. There was a lot. I was about to say something, and then 3 things went rapid fire. That I was like,
True,
wait,
true,
what?
true.
Yeah, wait, what?
Always.
Yeah,
See, it's
pretty
like
much.
when we said when we leave our house, that's why we forget the things or
Exactly.
don't
I,
remember the things because it's up.
And I
Yeah.
didn't even go anywhere.
I like it. Well, I sometimes interject when I should shut the F up.
We're all guilty of interjecting. It's part of the human experience.
Okay, Beaver Moon is a short story I wrote.
Oh.
And I'm not going to do any fanfare because we need the time. Beaver Moon by James Allen. Autumn breaks and hard ashore in Katunquit when the northwest let me start again.
Okay.
Autumn breaks hard ashore in Katunquit when the northwest breezes spit foamy whitecaps and extend into deep troughs like they're on this mid-November day. Cento and his assistant Tonya, a 33-year-old graduate student in the fisheries program at the University of Rhode Island, had spent her summer internship aboard Cento's boat. Tonya picked, sorted Cento's catch of clams and cleaned the decks of his beloved boat Cassandra. and she even carried his catch from the docks to his truck. She's aboard again, having the day off for Veterans Day, and preferring to spend this shit-weather day on Sento's boat rather than with friends on campus at the graduate dorms. She missed the work, the smell of the bay, the early sunrises, and Sento, too. Tonya recognized early on, after assuming her role as picker, that the most important element of the job was listening to Sento's stories of grief and regret after the loss of his friend Barton, Sento's longtime picker, a disabled fisherman who spent his last years aboard Sento's boat and died tragically of throat cancer, gagging violently after trying to eat a freshly caught raw scallop from the shell, Barton's favorite food. Barton died a year ago. He had health insurance, yet he chose to live each day in the pain that comes from untreated and unmedicated cancer. Increasingly, Barton's condition got worse, and after a while he couldn't speak. He ate only pureed foods and some liquids, yet he worked each day aboard Cassandra. Sento tried to dissuade Barton from attempting to eat the scallop, his first solid food in months, yet Barton insisted, and he died despite Sento's attempts to perform the Heimlich maneuver and to get him breathing again. Sento wouldn't admit it, but he hadn't grieved enough for the loss of Barton, and he surely felt guilty for not having been able to save him or to direct him to the veterans' benefits and insist that he go, maybe drive him up to Providence each time. It all may have saved his life. The naming of the boat Cassandra came from a long-since abandoned yet meaningful relationship that included a road trip to Alaska, as Sento recalls. In many ways, Tonya reminded Sento of Cassandra, the woman, not the boat. Her dark skin, Tonya of Italian descent, Cassandra both Portuguese and Italian, and her long, muscly arms, her long fingers, and the way she smiled nearly incessantly. And sometimes she smiled with her eyes. Tonya had become a close friend, a confidant, and just the right person for Sento to open up to about his grief. He'd become dependent upon her smile, the way she listened and waited for Sento's full response from a question she'd so pointedly ask. And he missed her perpetual smile since summer ended, and she'd been back to school. He wondered how she kept up a contented and seemingly happy disposition while working for him, despite the mess she had to deal with all summer. Sento overpaid her each day, despite her internship coordinator insisting that the interns not be paid at all. Sento was happy that Tonya called with intention to join him this day. Given the forecast, he probably wouldn't have gone out glamming if she wasn't coming to work this day, but now he's regretting his decision, given the threat of weather and the threat of capsizing. Tonya's next to Sento on the captain's bench seat, her hair crossing her face, nearly blocking her vision. Sento looks down and laughs ever so slightly as Tonya, as she attempts to defy nature, sweeping her hair as the boat rises to the crest of the next wave, as the wind carries her hair astray again and again. "It's a fait accompli," Sento announces, shouting over the noise of the outboard motor. "A what? What?" Tonya asks. "A fait accompli. You can't stop the wind from messing with your hair. It's futile. It's already happened and will continue, and you have to accept it," Sento yells even louder. "Yeah, I guess," Tonya responds loudly, smiling and lifting her eyebrows as she nods her head and simultaneously. "Here, take my hat," Sento offers. "No, Cap, I can't. It's cold. You'll freeze," she responds. "I insist," Sento says while lifting the woolen Carhartt fully lined hat with earmuffs from his head and a half-assed setting it atop Tonya's head as a breeze catches it, nearly taking it from her grasp as she reaches for it with both hands, flattening it to her forehead before it flies into the bay. Crossing Narragansett Bay in a 21-foot open boat in the 8-foot waves requires a lot of attention. Sento wonders if he has the concentration to properly navigate each wave as he sits next to Tonya, feels her body next to his, despite the cold and wet conditions, the spray of a 40-degree water lifting over the boat, flowing out of the scuppers in the stern of the boat, taking in the cold and sending it out the back. All this, and he can still feel her innate warmth, her caring, even what seems a little like love, and he likes this feeling despite holding his feelings back all summer. There's no turning back now, he mumbles unintelligibly. Sento has some regrets to having left the protection of the east side of Kedunkwit Island, as he and his colleague Tonya motor slowly across West Passage to sell their patch of quahogs, which most people call hard-shell clams, but Sento prefers to use the Narragansett Indian name for clams, and as a result, Sento refers to himself proudly as a quahogger, and as a Narragansett Indian, for which he's equally proud, or even more so. His full name is Vincento, tender of nets, hassock. Vincento, tender of nets, hassock. He's heading to Wickford, just 3 miles from the north tip of Kedunkwit. Yet on this day, with the tide running into the bay hard and fast, bulging through the massive bridge to the south, and on a tide that's the fullest of moon of the year, the famed yearly occurrence, the beaver moon, Sento nearly hesitates, considers turning back again, yet thinks differently as he peers to the east over his shoulder. The 8-foot chop, short in wavelength, and quartering means that he'll have to cross in the trough of the wave. And with a heavy breeze like today, his small boat could flip when atop a frosty white-capped swell that's bigger than usual. But to where? He asks out loud to the raging wind from behind the boat's short windshield, barely high enough to accommodate Sento's modest height. What? Tony asks while cupping her hands around her mouth to magnify the sound. I don't know how to get us safely across, Sento yells aloud. How about if we head north enough to get into the following sea? Tonya asks and suggests at the same time, diplomatically. I don't think we'll survive that pounding, Sento yells aloud as he wipes his face of seawater splash and runs his hand over his face and through his hairline to remove some of the stress he's internalizing. He feels the lines in his forehead return with clenching of his teeth as each wave breaks over his bow mercilessly. Unmercilessly. It's brisk, Sento says as Tonya stands, her rubber-gloved right hand holding onto the support bars of the center console. Better to stand, she yells. Sento turns to check the bags of clams lined up like soldiers, as he liked to call them. But they traveled to the stern with the force of the pounding. We're all stacked up against the bulkhead, plugging the scuppers in the stern. Look behind you, Sento nods to Tonya. Spray water filled the stern. Clams, gas tanks, battery boxes were floating as the Yamaha engine pushed through the sloppy conditions despite its low profile due to being nearly swamped. Take the wheel. Keep her on the quarter for now, but if she feels like she's going to flip, come north, then slide down the trough. Got it? Sento asks as Tonya takes the wheel for the first time. Okay, Cap. Got it. Tonya feels a cold stainless steel wheel in her hands, sensing the power in each wave and overcorrecting, making her control the vessel less effective. Don't overcorrect. Small adjustments will do. Don't mess up, Tonya. Sento screams, and Tonya glances at him quizzically as he'd never even remotely spoken to her in that manner. Sento darts to the stern, gets down low, heaves the 50-pound bags of clams forward, releases the bags, unclogging the stern scuppers first, then sliding the remaining 10 bags forward as Tonya steers the small boat through the conditions. Sento jams a piece of aluminum pipe across the deck to prevent the clams from reaching the stern again and returns to the helm. Lucky we didn't lose all the clams to a gas leak, Sento yells at Tonya. Least of our issues, given we could have sunk, Tonya says. I can't hear you, Something about getting drunk? Sento questions. Could have sunk, she yells this time. That too. I could use a drink, Tonya says. After work, I'm going to take her up north, see if I can get us out of this mess. But it's going to suck for a long while. We've got to bust it up to almost Fry's Cove before we get in the following sea. That isn't any picnic either, T. Sento yelled aloud, seemingly trying to convince himself of his decision and using the affectionate T instead of Tonya. He liked to say calling Tonya T for special circumstances, like when she cut her hand and he ripped his T-shirt apart and made a bandage to stop the bleeding until they got her to the South County Hospital emergency room. He remembers reassuring her as the blood from the laceration in her palm soaked his entire T-shirt, had bloodied the front seat of his truck, and saying, "You're going to be okay, T. Hang in there, T." Everyone cuts their hands on those hose clamps. It's not your fault. You have a lot more blood than you'd even realize. Tonya's only concern was about the stains on the front seat of the truck. The boat rises with each wave, each seemingly bigger than the last, as the remaining ocean waters seem to collide with autumn's natural moon, building terror with each blast of Canadian cold, high-pressure dry air. Yet there's nothing dry about trying to cross Narragansett Bay when the waves are half as big as the boat. Sento looks down at Tonya and notices she's not smiling. She has one hand on the support beam for the center console, one gripping her side, where her kidneys are. "You okay with this plan?" Sento asks. "Okay, keep going. Keep going," Tonya says in an almost guttural, unnatural tone, as if she's ready to puke. I can cut it back a little," Sento says while throttling down. No, she'll flip. She'll flip over when you hit the crest. Power up, Tonya insists. Damn it. Damn. I almost lost it, Sento yells. What the fuck? He yells while gritting his teeth and screaming at the sky. Tonya wonders if Sento was yelling at her, angry that he brought her out here in this gale. Watch out. What's that? Tonya asks as a fully loaded loose oyster cage appears at the crest of the next wave. Its black parallel pontoon buoys rising out of the wave as Sento is forced to cut the throttle to miss hitting the solid floating cages. Cassandra slides below the oyster gear. She flounders in the trough of the wave as the black cage finds its way to the bottom of the trough aside the boat, floating and then lodging against Cassandra's starboard side. The oyster's gear torn lines fouling in the engine's prop and placing Sento and Tonya powerless in the middle of a northwest gale. Sento trims the motor, reveals the line wrapped around their prop, rushes to the stern, attempts to release the motor from its new 200-pound bobbing tether. I'll get this line off. You hold on, T, Sento insists. I'll cut the taut line, she yells back while removing her knife from its sheath attached to her belt at her waist. Don't move, Sento insists as a wave floods the deck, making the space nearly completely awash. One more of those and we're done, Tonya yells. Sento struggles with the lines wrapped around the prop, with his body hanging out over the motor cover and his legs clinging to the sides of the cover tightly, with nearly his entire body weight atop the engine as he attempts to unwind the taut rope. Tonya leaves the console, slashes at the pressurized line with a few hacks of her knife until the line snaps, nearly sending her and Sento into the water simultaneously. The line releases and Sento unwinds the balance of the line from the prop, hauling it aboard and tossing it on the deck of the boat hurriedly as the boat is tossed frantically in the heaving sea. Tonya rushes to the controls, trims the engine down, sends the throttle forward, steering dangerously in the trough of the waves at high speed, flushing much of the water from the decks and out and over the stern compartment in one great full throttle thrust. Sento falls in a heap atop the clams, with a knife he was using stuck in his thigh just above his knee. Tonya backs off the throttle and stares up and down each perilous wave, as Sento had taught her minutes before. Hold on, Cap. I've got you. We're going home, Tonya screams above the roar of the engines and wind. Hold on, Cap. We're coming up on the airfield. It'll be calmer soon. Cap, come on, hold on, Tonya says assuredly to Sento as she sees him sitting in the pool of his own dark red blood mixed with salt water. Tonya's not smiling anymore. Harbor Master, this is fishing vessel Cassandra. We have an emergency. Harbor Master, we have an emergency. Pick up, Tonya yells on the radio. Harbor Master here. What's the nature of your emergency? We need an ambulance at Town Dock on Brown Street ASAP. Captain of fishing boat vessel Cassandra, Sento Hasek, age 43, knife wound. He's lost a lot of blood. Approximate arrival time, 8 minutes. We're 8 minutes out. We'll be escorting from the spindle the seawall entrance out. Harbor Master says assuredly and calmly. I'm not slowing down. I have it pegged now. Should be soon. Out, Tonya screams. Stay with us. Who is operating the boat? The Harbor Master asks. Me, Tonya Pinto. First mate, Cassandra out, she responds. I see you. Use some caution in the harbor, please, Captain Pinto. Out. Are you fucking kidding me? Sento's passed out. I'll see you at the dock. Out. Tonya comes into the touch and go docking area at full speed, rams the boat in reverse, stopping at the dock. The parking lot's filled with red and blue swirling lights, a fire engine, a boat on trailer pulled by a truck, one ambulance, 4 cop cars along with the staff of the Gardeners Fish Company, watching as they haul Sento from the deck and quickly place him in the ambulance in an unconscious state. Tonya quickly places a bow and stern line on the boat, the dock, before she jumps into the ambulance for the ride to the hospital. She yells Margaret from Gardener's Seafood. Sento's stuff is in the boat. Please process it. I'll stop by tomorrow. Margaret waves her off, nodding and waving with both arms. Sento's being worked on as Tonya holds his cold hand, the one without tubes and IV stuck in it. His eyes remain closed, but moving hurriedly beneath his eyelids as if he's in a deep dream. He suddenly squeezes her hand softly, and Tonya closes her eyes for a long pause and takes her first deep breath since this all started at the north end of Ketunkwit a few hours ago. There's no money in dying, Cap, Tonya says. No dying while I'm here, says the ambulance technician. We're heading to Newport Hospital, Mrs. Hasek. Your husband's going to be okay, now that we have that plasma in him. Oh, thank you, Tonya says, not correcting the technician, and sort of liking the idea. Until that moment of suggestion, that single assumption made by the ambulance technician, she never considered a life with Sento, and now suddenly, with one event, it all seemed so possible. Tonya wondered what had changed. Maybe it's because things between them might seem more balanced, evened out. It's hard to connect with someone that's so wrapped up in grief. Sometimes they can't see who's holding their hand, keeping the flicker of something small and nearly indetectable aflame. She'll likely be captain for a while, and she kind of liked that idea, and she smiles confidently with her eyes as she looks at Sento as he comes around from his bad dream. The end.
Wow. That was both cold and beautiful. Yeah. I was just really cold thinking about that experience.
No, the cold part, like, wet and cold.
Yes, I mean, I've been out on that water on like not this cold of day, but Beaver Moon. I was out there. It was frigid.
Yeah.
But beautiful. Nice little love story.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you liked it. Well, we don't have much time to say too much to one another now. It's way over. But I wanted to say thank you both for joining me this day, and I hope you come back again soon.
Yes.
I really love it when you're here. We have a lot of laughs and fun, and it's a great time. And I care very deeply about both of you, of course. That goes without saying, his neighbors, right? So we're looking out for all of you out there in the land of Cotuncwit followers. And we have reached a milestone with our listeners. And we encourage you to bring on more listeners, tell more people about the Cotuncwit Chronicles, because we've reached a point at which it's going to make it easier and easier for us to get in here and do our thing. So if you tell a friend, that's a good thing. And we'd like to thank the University of Rhode Island's Launch Lab, Brian Smith, Assistant Director, for his unwavering faith in us here at Cotuncwit. We've had so much fun working together with Brian and the members of the team at the Launch Lab who do all of our engineering and our promoting and believing in us. So thank you so much, Launch Lab, Brian Smith, and all the other folks at the Launch Lab at the University of Rhode Island. That's all for today from Cotuncwit. Oh, I'm going to go back in again. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot that. I always forget that.